The assassination of Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy remains one of the most mysterious and fascinating events in American history. While both presidents are remembered for their contributions to civil rights and their tragic deaths, there are several other eerie coincidences that link these two men together. Firstly, Lincoln and Kennedy were both elected to Congress in 1846 and 1946, respectively, and were elected to the presidency exactly 100 years apart. What's more, both their names contained 7 letters, and they were both directly involved with issues surrounding civil rights. In addition, the legality of their elections was contested by their opponents. Both presidents were shot on a Friday, while seated beside their wives, and in the back of the head. Both of their assassins went by 3 names, and both of their names contained 15 letters. John Wilkes Booth shot Lincoln in the theater and then ran to a warehouse, while Lee Harvey Oswald shot Kennedy in a warehouse and then ran to a theater. Strangely, Booth and Olds' helper's name were Payne. Perhaps the most astonishing coincidence is that both presidents' first ladies lost a son while in office, and each son's name contained 21 letters. It's hard to believe that such unlikely details could repeat themselves, but the connections between these two tragedies are undeniable. Even the names of the president's secretaries seem to have been swapped. Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy, and Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln. In fact, Kennedy's secretary warned him not to go to Dallas, just as Lincoln's secretary warned him not to go to the theater. The strange coincidences don't end there. Both of their successors were named Johnson, and each name contains 13 letters. Andrew Johnson was born in 1808, and Lyndon Johnson was born in 1908. Both men served in the U.S. Senate and were Southern Democrats. Not only that the vice presidents were Johnsons, the vice presidents were called H.H. To top it all off, Lincoln was shot in Ford's Theater, while Kennedy was shot in a Ford Lincoln. Lincoln was the second-born child. His older sibling, Sarah, had already passed away at the time of his election to the House in 1946. Kennedy was the second-born child, and his older sibling, Kathleen, had also passed away at the time of his election to the House in 1946. Similarly, in 1956, Lincoln was the runner-up for the nomination of vice president and ran against the incumbent vice president, John Breckinridge, in 1960. Breckinridge later fled the country to escape capture as a traitor for serving the South. Likewise, in 1956, Kennedy was the runner-up for the nomination of vice president and ran against the incumbent vice president, Richard Nixon, in 1960. Nixon later resigned in disgrace. Both Lincoln and Kennedy were elected on November 8 for the term in which they were assassinated. Lincoln's election faced legal challenges, as Southern states seceded from the Union, but he still won the election. Similarly, the legality of Kennedy's election was also contested, but he still emerged as the winner. The similarities are truly freaky, and while they may be dismissed as mere coincidences, they continue to intrigue and fascinate people to this day. While we may never know the full extent of these coincidences, they serve as a reminder of the enduring fascination that these two men continue to hold over the American people. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.